India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
This week on India Ascends.
Will Myanmar's junta chiefs see the same fate as Syria's Bashar al-Assad? Beijing in limbo as Xi's purge extends to his own men? How Trudeau's own misgivings are likely to become his end? And broken souls in a broken system, why young Wall Street bankers are getting by using ADHD pills.
All this and more only on India Ascends with me, Gauri Dwivedi, at these timings on the NDTV network.
I've been reporting on.
Welcome back. A social media post on different pricing for iPhone and Android users on e-commerce sites including Uber, Ola has sparked a huge debate. A social media user has claimed that Uber charges more for Apple iPhone users than Android users. The user shared a photo of two separate mobile phones showing different rates. While the Android phone showed 290 rupees 79 paisa for a Uber auto ride, the Apple iPhone showed 342 rupees 47 paisa for the same ride. Well, the user wrote, for the same pickup point, destination and time, two different phones get two different rates. It happened with him as he always gets higher rates on his Uber as compared to his daughter's phone, which is an Android phone. So he preferred booking a ride from his daughter's Android phone instead. Now the user also asked if others were being charged differently by Apple and Android. Now a lot of people have replied to the tweet, with one user saying that it happens with him too. Sometimes the difference is not much, but it can even be more than 30 rupees or 50 rupees. And he wrote, trust technology to play with your wallet. All right, some even suggested that people must use Rapido instead, as it's the cheapest of all. As this discussion went on, Uber has released a statement on the allegations. The statement read, and I quote, multiple differences in these two rides impact the prices. The pickup point, ETA and drop-off point on these requests vary, which will cause different fares. Uber does not personalize trip pricing based on a rider's cell phone manufacturer. So Uber denies personalizing trip pricing based on phone type, but experts have pointed out that such disparities could be seen due to the e-commerce platforms accessing hardware data and user behavior patterns to adjust fares. So you can also call us on the numbers given below on your TV screens and share your experiences with us. Have you also been facing similar challenges? Have you also noticed fare difference for identical trips on these platforms? And not just Ola or Uber, even other e-commerce apps do track consumer behavior pattern, and you see these pop-ups on your phone suggesting you to buy a product or show similar products once you click on a tab somewhere on a website. Is there a difference in pricing for Apple and Android users on these e-commerce websites too? You can call us and share your views with us. We already have a caller on the show from Chennai. Prakash Prabhu is calling us. Prakash, go ahead.
Yeah, I have not experienced the e-commerce pricing as such. But then maintaining an Apple phone, which I have been using for the last 10 years, is quite expensive, because right from storage, they charge you on everything, every app developer, which I want, like AccuWeather, they charge a lot of money. So in effect, I am spending nearly 2,000 rupees on apps alone, which is quite expensive.
Okay.
And the quality of the Apple phone itself over the last 10 years has come down a lot. But this is news to me. I think I will have to check it out. But you have an option where you can ask the app not to track. So
right.
I think people can use that option as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Prakash, for speaking to NDTV. We also have co-founder of Web Data Guru, Ronak Shah, also joining us on the broadcast here. Ronak, what's your take on this?
We have been providing price intelligence services primarily in the US market, and there sometimes explicitly it is the requirement of our clients to track location-based pricing, different user agent-based pricing, and so on. So, from a strictly technical standpoint, it is possible. Whether or not it is being done in India, can't really comment on that. But we know for sure, based on our years of experience in the West, that it is done, whether it is a profiling, different user cohorts. For example, even in India, at least in the food delivery, we know for sure that different user cohorts are price targeted differently. So, from a very, very technical standpoint, it is certainly possible.
Okay, so it's different for iOS users and Android users. And this, of course, happens because, the e-commerce apps are able to track the consumer behavior patterns.
Right. So, strictly speaking, technically, in this case, it will be the user agent, quote unquote, the user agent. So they can, theoretically, they can even track the browser. In this case, this is the iPhone, right, or Android. Assuming even if you are doing it from the web, they can track whether you are accessing it from Chrome or any other browser, and they can price differently. Sometimes what happens is, we know based on our price intelligence experience, sometimes e-commerce marketplaces try to sort of protect their prices, and they start masking their prices based on different user agents. So if they suspect that it is a bot, then they will show some unreal pricing, which is not really the real price and which does not really serve the purpose of price intelligence. So the same technology could easily be translated into this context.
Okay, all right. We have more callers also calling us. We'll go to them as well. You can also call us and share your experience with us if you also had a similar experience before. And this social media user, Ronak, if I'll come back to you again, this social media user put out this tweet saying that for an Uber auto ride, on Uber, we do understand it was showing about 290 rupees if I'm not wrong, and on the other side it was showing about 342. Well, on Uber itself, for Android phone it was showing about 290 rupees and 79 paisa, and for Apple iPhone it was showing about 342 rupees 47 paisa. I mean, help us understand, how does this happen? I've seen it for other rides, for cab rides I've seen. There was a difference, but that was not as stark as this. I mean, there was a minor difference.
Right. So basically, they are able to track, number one, there are multiple parameters here. There are, what we call the fingerprint. That fingerprint includes your browser, your type of phone, your location, even the gyrometer of your phone, and number of other inputs which are available to the server. Now, this server is definitely able to track, and if at all, the algorithm decides to price differently, it can be done. I'm sure you must have seen this in terms of flight booking. Let's say if you are booking the same flight from the same IP again and again, the price increases. The same happens in case of these cab bookings as well. From the same location, from the same airport, if there are multiple requests being made, then the price increases.
Yes.
So it's kind of the same technology
But this was being done at the same time, Ronak, that is what we're trying to understand. At the same time, this man was trying to book a ride from his daughter's phone, and that was an Android phone. It was showing about 290 rupees. But if he was trying to book the ride at the same time from his Apple phone, it was showing about 342 rupees. So does Apple think, or maybe, these e-com, platforms think that those people who are using Apple, those who are using our iOS, technology, they must be richer than those who are using Android?
Well, theoretically, yes, it is possible. We don't know for sure what is their raison d'etre behind it. But let me give you another example. Let's say if you're trying to book, let us take an example of Mumbai, for example. I can set my algorithm to price, to charge higher prices if at the same time you're booking from Kolaba and booking from Borivali, for example. So that is possible. So, but Uber has already commented they're not doing this, so it's very hard to really decipher what is actually
And some
going
people
behind it.
say sometimes it's just a minor difference. It does happen to them also. Personally also, if I can tell you, I've had a friend who's told me about the same thing 2 to 3 days back, and I couldn't believe it. But she also has been facing a similar challenge, that she was trying to book through her Apple phone a ride that was she was trying to book through an Apple phone, and it did cost her about 100 to 120 rupees higher than what she was being shown on an Android phone. But yes, some people say that for most of them, most of the people here, it's a minor difference that happens.
Sometimes it could be significant as well, if at all it is being played out that way. I can give you examples from the US. We have been serving primarily the US market. For example, there is zip code based pricing. If I'm ordering for the same item, the same SKU from a Manhattan zip code and from a Connecticut zip code, if I take an example of New York, for example,
yes,
I will get significantly different pricing. That happens day in and day out. So if at all, somebody wants to play that game, so to say, it can be done.
Okay, and it's not just restricted to Ola or Uber. It could, be, the same could be said about the food delivery platforms also, as you've been talking about it earlier.
Absolutely, practically anything e-commerce, because you know exactly the location, ideally at least the vicinity from where the user is ordering it. The client browser, at the end of the day, it is a browser. Even if it's a mobile phone, it is a browser user agent. In this case, it is Android versus iPhone. But for sure that, where the request is coming from. And if you train the server to treat these two different requests differently in terms of pricing, it can be done. Whether or not their business logic is exactly the same, hard to comment, but if the user has observed it, he or she has observed it.
Okay, so do you think that if this is happening on a large scale, we do believe, but this user did specifically point out about Uber and Ola, there needs to be some restriction?
Yeah, that again goes to business ethics, basically, how anybody would want to treat different users. If the thinking behind this is that an iPhone user would have more purchasing power, so to say, I would not say that is 100% correct. I'm using an Android phone. I could easily have used an iPhone or whatever. So that is not exactly correct in all matters, where people have different choices based on a whole lot of reasons, not just the purchasing power.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you so much, Ronak, for speaking to NDTV and sharing all that information with us. Well, it's time to wrap this discussion. That's the latest that we are picking at the moment. Well, we are shifting our focus now to some more news that we are tracking at this point in time. A 37-year-old man with a criminal record allegedly raped a second-year engineering student of Chennai's Anna University on campus after filming her with a male friend and trying to blackmail them with the footage. Well, the suspect, who runs a roadside eatery, has been arrested. The opposition has claimed that he is a DMK functionary, a member of the DMK student wing. Well, the DMK meanwhile has countered the charge, saying a photo does not prove anything and that the suspect is not a DMK functionary. Meanwhile, both BJP and AIDMK have been protesting against the Stalin government on this issue.
The whole country is in shock what has happened in Anna University in the heart of Chennai, a kilometer from the governor's office. And now, after the police have, with a lot of delayed tactics, when they mentioned that this is the accused name on the photograph, we were able to quickly zero down that is a party functionary. And not only that, he has got a previous history of a similar type of molestation cases. And now he roams around including with the deputy chief minister, right up to many ministers. So our argument is very simple. When a person is accused of a similar crime previously, is there not a data that is maintained in the police station? Are you not keeping a watch on the same person, same type, again is doing the similar crime, that too in the middle of the city? And now that is a modus operandi many of the criminals in Tamil Nadu seems to follow. You join a party, ruling party, and then you pressurize the police not to include your name in the rowdy register so that nobody keeps an observation or watch over you. And with impunity, you commit a second crime. So now the DMK is supposed to answer to us because we have mentioned the functionary's name, who's the same accused, along with what position is holding in the party. and he is active. As of last week, he is active in the party. It is not that he is a non-active member. Now, why is it happening for the second time? It's not the first time criminal, second time, similar case. Same modus operandi is following. Going to a part of the city which doesn't have lights, which doesn't have CCTV, picking up a woman who's alone or with probably her boyfriend or with some other person, threatening them, taking a video, and doing every sort of thing. That is what we have put in our tweet. And we are today also BJP Tamil Nadu, we are protesting in Chennai as of now. Our former state president Tamilisai Soundararajan is leading that protest.
He is not a DMK member. He is not a DMK volunteer or DMK youth wing member or student wing member. He is in no way connected with DMK. He is some other third party only. He is not a person belong to DMK. Sir, it is a politics. It is a politics. So they are doing their duty. We are doing our duty. Annamalai is charging only the DMK party because he wants to involve DMK into that crime. But we won't allow him to allow him. We are in no way connected with that crime. But what in other northern states wherever BJP is ruling, several incidents have been happened.
Well, Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy held a meeting with Hollywood actors and filmmakers today. Telangana Chief Minister has assured Hollywood actors and the filmmakers that his government stands with the Telugu film industry and also made it clear that there will be no compromise on law and order. Revanth Reddy has said that celebs must also control their fans and the industry must be responsible. The meeting was held at Telangana State Police Command and Control Center at Banjara Hills in Hyderabad. The delegation of Tollywood was led by Telangana Film Development Corporation Chairman Dil Raju. Among other attendees were actors Nagarjuna, Varun Tej, Sai Dharan Tej, Shiva Balaji, Adavi Sesh, Nitin and Venkatesh.
The crucial meeting between the Chief Minister Revanth Reddy and the film industry personalities has come to a close, and a lot of things were discussed in this meeting. Looking forward the way ahead, how the film industry in Telangana, Tollywood can work in tandem, in collaboration with the government, both extending support to each other, extending olive branches. One important highlight from this meeting was that CM has announced that there shall be no longer benefit shows for promotion of these films. I am currently being joined with Jagdishwar Reddy. He is the president of the Telugu Films and Producers Council of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you for speaking to NDTV, sir. Sir, first off, what is the benefit of these benefit shows?
There is no benefit of these benefit shows. Some producers, they are telling that they spend more money and they have given a representation to the government and hiking the prices. This benefit shows no one has no benefit. In the previous days, benefit show means it will go for the charity.
But now, what happens now? Where does this money go from the benefit shows?
This money is going for the film personalities. These personalities, these heroes and these directors, more money, more expenditure. They have taken this benefit show and other shows, extra shows also. One show rates also increased. In this GOs are coming latest only. Previous there is no benefit shows and everything.
Shifting our focus now, in a massive blow to opposition unity, the Aam Aadmi Party has said it would ask parties in the India bloc to remove Congress from the bloc if the Grand Old Party does not act against its Delhi leader Ajay Maken. Delhi Chief Minister Atishi and Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay Singh had accused the Congress Party of helping the BJP ahead of polls in Delhi that are due in Feb. Well, they've said Congress is doing everything to ensure that the BJP benefits in the election. Ajay Maken reads the BJP script and makes statements at the behest of the BJP. Well, they've also said that he's crossed all limits and called Arvind Kejriwal as anti-national. Well, the BJP has said that the Aam Aadmi Party and Congress Party is stiff is an admission of their defeat.
अगर आप बाकी कांग्रेस पार्टी की प्रत्याशियों की सूची भी देखिएगा तो बिल्कुल शंका पैदा होती है कि यह सूची भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यालय में बनी है। इसलिए बनी है कि आम आदमी पार्टी के कुछ वोट काटे जाएं क्योंकि कांग्रेस तो जीत नहीं सकती है। कांग्रेस पार्टी बीजेपी के साथ साठ गांठ कर रही है बीजेपी को दिल्ली में चुनाव जिताने के लिए। और अगर कांग्रेस की नेशनल पार्टी इस पूरे षड्यंत्र में दिल्ली कांग्रेस यूनिट के साथ नहीं है तो वो दिल्ली कांग्रेस यूनिट के नेताओं पर एक्शन ले, ये हमारी डिमांड है।
कांग्रेस ने मेरा ये मानना है कि हम लोगों से शायद अलायंस करके दिल्ली के अंदर दोबारा से हम लोगों से एक भूल हुई है जिसको सुधारना जरूरी है। मैं कभी भी इस चीज का पक्षधर नहीं रहा हूं, ना था और ना रहूंगा कि केजरीवाल जैसे व्यक्ति के ऊपर भरोसा किया जा सकता है। केजरीवाल हिंदुस्तान की राजनीति के अंदर अपने खुद के एम्बिशंस को फुलफिल करने के लिए किसी भी एक्सटेंट तक के जा सकता है। उसकी कोई विचारधारा नहीं है, कोई सोच नहीं है।
मैं आरोप नहीं, तथ्य की बात करता हूं। साल भर पहले से बाकायदा फंड के अमाउंट के साथ जॉर्ज सोरस ने घोषणा कर रखी है ना कि मैंने $1 बिलियन रखा है मोदी जी की सरकार को हटाने के लिए और उन्हें कमजोर करने के लिए। तो मुझे लगता है कि दोनों पार्टियों को जवाब देना चाहिए, क्योंकि यहां तो आरोप नहीं है, ये बयान है कि खबरों में बने रहने की चाहत में एक दूसरे के प्रति कितनी नफरत है, ये उनके बयान से साफ हो गई और इसके द्वारा उनकी पराजय की स्वीकारोक्ति भी साफ हो गई। यानी अपनी भावी पराजय का आधार बनाना आम आदमी पार्टी ने शुरू कर दिया।
And now news coming in from the field of sports. Record crowd, heated altercation between a batting superstar and a debutant. A supernova debut and Australia taking control of day one headlined the opening day of the traditional Boxing Day test in Melbourne. But Virat Kohli could be in trouble for a shoulder barging incident involving him and Sam Constas.
Teenager Sam Constas delighted a packed house in MCG on Boxing Day, playing shots all around the wicket. He arrived with a bang with the most extraordinary act against Jasprit Bumrah, smashed an unbeaten 34 of 33 of Bumrah, including 18 in an over. Bumrah has never conceded more in a test over. Constas was removed after a breezy knock of 60 on debut by Jadeja. Australia were 89 for 1. The hosts had 3 more half-century partnerships. Marnus Labuschagne involved in 2 of them as he notched up 72 before giving his wicket away to Washington Sundar. Despite getting hit in the beginning, Bumrah rode back, removing India's kryptonite, Travis Head, with a peach of a delivery. The hosts lost 3 wickets for 9 in 23 balls, Bumrah 3 for 75 on the day. Despite wickets falling, Australia once again launched an attack. Smith and Carey continued to entertain the 87,000 plus Boxing Day crowd. Steve Smith was patient and persistent, continuing his love affair with MCG to end the day on an unbeaten 68. 4 half-centuries were scored on the day as Australia went to stumps at 311 for 6.
Australia through to a stumps total of 6 for 311.
Well, Indian batter Virat Kohli has been fined 20% of his match fee after a brief altercation with the 19-year-old Australia batter Sam Constas. Australia debutant collided with Kohli on the opening morning of the 4th test. The incident took place after the 10th over of the morning when Kohli and Constas bumped shoulders while moving across the pitch between overs.
Yeah, I didn't see the first one. I was just doing my gloves and I think he accidentally bumped me, but I think that's just cricket, just the tension, and I think for me just having that freedom and just backing myself and just trying to bring the best version of each ball. So lucky enough to get a few runs today.
Well, shifting our focus to some more news now, on the occasion of Bal Veer Divas, in the memory of the bravery and sacrifice of the Sahibzades, 17 brave children were conferred the Veer Bal Awards in the field of bravery, innovation, science and technology, sports and arts. Prime Minister Modi interacted with the awardees. He paid his tributes to the gurus and the brave Sahibzades on the occasion and also congratulated the awardees and their families.
आज भारत जिस सशक्त लोकतंत्र पर गर्व करता है, उसकी नींव में साहबजादों की वीरता है, उनका बलिदान है। हमारा लोकतंत्र हमें अंत्योदय की प्रेरणा देता है, संविधान में सिखाता है कि देश में कोई भी छोटा बड़ा नहीं है, और ये नीति, ये प्रेरणा हमारे गुरुओं के सर्वदा भला के उस मंत्र को भी सिखाती है।
All right, with that, it's time to wrap this edition. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned.
2024, the year that was, when India welcomed Ram. When India decided,
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी,
when Jammu and Kashmir turned a historic leaf.
As Chief Minister for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir.
When India mourned. When India celebrated.
Yeah. Go hard. Go hard.
When India protested. When India felt proud. When India scaled new highs. NDTV brought it all to you. Your trusted news destination. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
And I swipe it there, bound rewards, मैं everywhere, कहीं से भी करूँ collect, spend करूँ direct.
Download any single ID partner app, link your card and earn reward with top brand.
Get it free with single ID.
A very warm welcome to the first edition of the NDTV Emerging Business Conclave 2024.
MSME विभाग एक महत्वपूर्ण विभाग है.
We have to think about what is brand India. India will always stand for democracy. We will always be one of the largest investors in the world.
It is also very, very important that these MSMEs grow.
We are seeing that women are coming up in many other sectors apart from the traditional sectors.
NDTV proudly upholds its legacy of trust and credibility. According to the prestigious Reuters Institute's Digital News Report 2024, NDTV is the top-most news platform in the country. Number one in both online and offline reach in India. Beating all its competition, NDTV stands for trust.
2024, the year that was, when India welcomed Ram. When India decided,
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी,
when Jammu and Kashmir turned a historic leaf.
As Chief Minister for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir.
When India mourned. When India celebrated.
Yeah. Go hard. Go hard.
When India protested. When India felt proud. When India scaled new highs. NDTV brought it all to you. Your trusted news destination. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
And impact your lives.
news that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
To the seat of governance, Delhi.
NDTV brings to you the best breakfast show. The breakfast show only on NDTV 24/7 every morning at 8 a.m.
We are able to maintain the democratic fabric and the democratic system.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं.
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
सोचा नहीं था कि राज्यसभा सांसद बनूंगी.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025.
NDTV shines with 38 prestigious wins at the News Television Awards 2024. Powerful journalism to cutting-edge digital innovation, production excellence to regional leadership. NDTV sets the benchmark. 38 awards, each a testament to your trust in NDTV. NDTV stands for trust. In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories
Hello, good evening and welcome to NDTV. It's time for news break on the broadcast. I am Ankit Tyagi. Let's take you to the top stories we are tracking at 6 p.m. Aam Aadmi Party approaches the Enforcement Directorate against the BJP. Cash for votes controversy escalate. AAP alleges money laundering by Parvesh Verma. Verma says using my own funds to help women. AAP versus Congress escalates ahead of the Delhi polls. Aam Aadmi Party to remove Congress from the India. Aam Aadmi Party alleges Congress candidate list is being prepared in the BJP office. Congress hits back, says aligning with AAP was a big mistake. Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy meets Telugu film industry representatives, talks stuff, says the onus is on the stars. China flies radical new stealth fighter, all eyes on the 6th generation fighter aircraft. Virat Kohli fined 20% of his match fee in India versus Australia 4th test match in Melbourne after shoulder barge incident with debutant Sam Constas. Constas says emotions got the better of the both cricketers. Ladies and gentlemen, the war of Delhi, the dates are yet to be announced for the election, which is expected in February, but the gloves are off. The Aam Aadmi Party is taking their allegations of cash for vote. Remember, yesterday these video had come out where 1100 rupees were found in this envelope with BJP's Parvesh Verma, his pictures on that. The Aam Aadmi Party had said that this is cash for vote scam. And now they are saying that Parvesh Verma is using ill-gotten money or illegal money to fund this election. Now they have gone to the Enforcement Directorate with their complaint. The Aam Aadmi Party has knocked on the door of the Enforcement Directorate, the nemesis of the Aam Aadmi Party, the same agency which put Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, Satyendra Jain, Vijay Nair, many of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders behind bars. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party has approached the Enforcement Directorate and they have asked the ED to, in fact, investigate where is Mr. Verma getting this money from. Meanwhile, Parvesh Verma has said that this is his own hard-earned money which he is using to help people.
प्रवेश वर्मा कह रहे हैं हम तो रुपया बांटेंगे। सिरसा, मनजिंदर सिंह सिरसा, उनके इलाके में भी वो रुपया बांट रहे हैं। वोटर्स को लुभाने के लिए, मतदाताओं को लुभाने के लिए पैसे दे रहे हैं, कैश दे रहे हैं। और इसकी शिकायत आज जब मैं ईडी के यहां करने के लिए आया तो बाकायदा मैंने मेल भेजा, बताया उनको कि 4 बजे हम आएंगे। लेकिन जो ईडी हर काम में सक्रिय हो जाती है, उसके पास मिलने का समय नहीं है।
आज मुझे खुशी है कि मैं मेरी गरीब माताओं बहनों की सहायता कर रहा हूं। मैं शराब नहीं बांट रहा, ना मैं अपना शीश महल बना रहा हूं। मैं मेरे घर के पैसे, मेरे अकाउंट के पैसे, मेरी संस्था के पैसे, वो सारे अकाउंटेड पैसों से ही मैं यहाँ की माताओं बहनों की मदद कर रहा हूँ। क्योंकि मैं महिला सम्मान के लिए खड़ा हुआ, मैं मेरी लाडली माताओं बहनों के लिए खड़ा हुआ, तो आज ये बौखला गए हैं। तो मैं आतिशी जी को बताना चाहता हूँ कि मैंने बहुत सारे अच्छे काम किए हैं। आज मैंने एक और अच्छा काम किया, आपको तो मेरे साथ खड़ा होना चाहिए।
Let's go across to my colleague Shika, who's joining us with more details on this story. Shika, like we were talking about this, the gloves are off between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party wants the Enforcement Directorate, which they say is a caged parrot as far as the Modi government is concerned, the same agency to investigate Parvesh Verma.
Well, yes, certainly, that is an interesting development. Today, in fact, the Aam Aadmi Party has now knocked the doors of the Enforcement Directorate over this cash for votes row. And in fact, Sanjay Singh, senior leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, in fact, went to Enforcement Directorate to file a complaint against Parvesh Verma. Now, he also, in fact, said that, no ED official assured him of action, but they have certainly given him a complaint receiving letter. So certainly now also the Aam Aadmi Party continues to attack the Enforcement Directorate, saying that there is no assurance from their side that the investigation or the action will be done in this case. But certainly, this particular case ahead of the election has, certainly snowballed. We have seen the explanation that had come from Parvesh Verma, the former MP, saying, that this is in fact money that he is giving as financial aid, and it is not for the votes, but it is rather a financial aid that he's paying from his own pockets in the name of his father's legacy. Now, on the other hand, we have seen how the Aam Aadmi Party also, in fact, says that they will continue to attack this. So certainly it is going to be a campaign also, from the side of the Aam Aadmi Party in this election season. So certainly the Aam Aadmi Party has gone all out over Parvesh Verma to hit at the BJP. Over to you.
Thank you so much for joining us with all those details at this moment. In fact, Rishika joining us with all those details. But let's stay with Delhi, because it's just not the BJP versus AAP which is playing out. It's the fissures within the India bloc which are now also being played out quite wide in the open ahead of the elections of the national capital. The Aam Aadmi Party, in fact, the Chief Minister of Delhi, Atishi, and the Member of Parliament, Sanjay Singh, today did a press conference, and they want Congress to be ejected out of the India Alliance, a party which has 2 Lok Sabha MPs and 10 Rajya Sabha MPs, including Swati Maliwal, who is neither in the Aam Aadmi Party nor outside. A 12-member party, Lok Sabha members, and with the Rajya Sabha member party, wants a party which has over 125 Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha MPs to be ejected out of the opposition alliance. And what has triggered this anger in the Aam Aadmi Party? This anger, ladies and gentlemen, is because Ajay Maken has said that it was a mistake to align with the Aam Aadmi Party for the Lok Sabha elections, and he also termed Arvind Kejriwal Farziwal. Now, this has angered the Aam Aadmi Party. They want action against Mr. Maken in 24 hours, or else they will take a big call on the India Alliance. BJP, meanwhile, is rubbing their hands in glee, seeing both of them fighting against each other.
अगर आप बाकी कांग्रेस पार्टी की प्रत्याशियों की सूची भी देखिएगा तो बिल्कुल शंका पैदा होती है कि यह सूची भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यालय में बनी है। इसलिए बनी है कि आम आदमी पार्टी के कुछ वोट काटे जाएं क्योंकि कांग्रेस तो जीत नहीं सकती है। कांग्रेस पार्टी बीजेपी के साथ साठ गांठ कर रही है बीजेपी को दिल्ली में चुनाव जिताने के लिए। और अगर कांग्रेस की नेशनल पार्टी इस पूरे षड्यंत्र में दिल्ली कांग्रेस यूनिट के साथ नहीं है तो वो दिल्ली कांग्रेस यूनिट के नेताओं पर एक्शन ले, ये हमारी डिमांड है।
कांग्रेस ने मेरा ये मानना है कि हम लोगों से शायद अलायंस करके दिल्ली के अंदर दोबारा से हम लोगों से एक भूल हुई है जिसको सुधारना जरूरी है। मैं कभी भी इस चीज का पक्षधर नहीं रहा हूं, ना था और ना रहूंगा कि केजरीवाल जैसे व्यक्ति के ऊपर भरोसा किया जा सकता है। केजरीवाल हिंदुस्तान की राजनीति के अंदर अपने खुद के एम्बिशंस को फुलफिल करने के लिए किसी भी एक्सटेंट तक के जा सकता है। उसकी कोई विचारधारा नहीं है, कोई सोच नहीं है।
मैं आरोप नहीं, तथ्य की बात करता हूं। साल भर पहले से बाकायदा फंड के अमाउंट के साथ जॉर्ज सोरस ने घोषणा कर रखी है ना कि मैंने $1 बिलियन रखा है मोदी जी की सरकार को हटाने के लिए और उन्हें कमजोर करने के लिए। तो मुझे लगता है कि दोनों पार्टियों को जवाब देना चाहिए, क्योंकि यहां तो आरोप नहीं है, ये बयान है कि खबरों में बने रहने की चाहत में एक दूसरे के प्रति कितनी नफरत है, ये उनके बयान से साफ हो गई और इसके द्वारा उनकी पराजय की स्वीकारोक्ति भी साफ हो गई। यानी अपनी भावी पराजय का आधार बनाना आम आदमी पार्टी ने शुरू कर दिया।
News coming in from Belagavi in Karnataka, where the key meeting of the Congress party, the CWC meeting of the Congress party, is taking place at this moment. Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge has hit out at the Bharatiya Janata Party and the RSS. In fact, he has said that this fight is to protect Nehru's ideology. Pledge to honor Bhimrao Ambedkar is what Mr. Kharge has said. BJP wants to capture all institutions, and why is the government changing election rules is the question that Mr. Kharge has asked at this very important CWC meeting, which marks 100 years of Mahatma Gandhi presiding over the Congress session as far in 1924, the only time where Mahatma Gandhi presided over the Congress party's CWC. Let me very quickly go across to my colleague Sunil Prabhu, who's going to join us in just a short while from now. But you can see these visuals. Congress, remember, in Congress ruled state of Karnataka, important brainstorming session of the Congress party going on, and this also comes at the back of this whole campaign that the Congress party and the opposition is running against the government with respect to Bhimrao Ambedkar. And on the other hand, the losses of the Congress party in Maharashtra and Haryana. Let me go across to my colleague Sunil Prabhu, who is joining us. Sunil, Congress is marking 100 years of the only session, the CWC session, where Gandhiji presided over, in fact, at a CWC meeting of the Congress party. And Mallikarjun Kharge, same sort of attack that we have seen. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, capture of the institutions, is the theme that the Congress is going ahead with.
That's right. And of course, this is clearly, as you rightly pointed out, some soul searching for them in terms of how to go forward. How do they remain relevant 100 years after Gandhi taking over the Congress president for a unique one-year term? And it's in that backdrop, his relevance today and how they need to, resurrect themselves after their dismal performance in Haryana as well as in Maharashtra. After doing exceptionally well in the Lok Sabha election. So it's in that context, I think the Congress understands that they need to address those concerns to find their way forward, the action plan, what is the way, in the backdrop of today, as you saw, the Aam Aadmi Party ask for the Congress to be expelled from the India Alliance, where the Congress takes a leading role. So these are definitely aspects which the Congress needs to understand, because the unity of opposition forces is critical. They failed to do it in Maharashtra as well as in Haryana. And that's clearly something that the Congress party, if it has to remain relevant in the next year, be it in the Delhi elections where it's a marginal force, or in Bihar where again it's a marginal force, and then again in 2026 in the state assemblies that are Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, Assam, and that list carries on. So it will be a long road ahead if they want to be in the reckoning.
Absolutely. Soul-searching session there for the Congress party. Sunil, thank you for joining us with all those details at this moment. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, the first video has emerged of a brand new Chinese stealth fighter believed to be a 6th generation fighter jet, which has emerged now. A large tailless fighter is thought to be a strike aircraft. With its design may be extremely difficult. It is not impossible to detect through conventional radars. Let me go across, in fact, to our colleague Vishnu Shom, who is joining us at this moment. Vishnu, with all technology in China, in fact, this as well, a lot of questions are being raised about how useful or how effective this technology is.
Well, what you see on your screen is what we've been talking about. This is a video of a new generation Chinese stealth fighter. Remember, China already has more than 200 stealth fighters already in service. If you compare this with India, we haven't got a single one. Why is this significant? Because every time you have a new development like this, it marks a revolution in a sense in civil aviation. This is the aircraft in question. It doesn't have a name as yet. It's thought to be a 6th generation aircraft. That essentially means that it might be operating simultaneously with drones. It'll be operating as one aircraft among several others, which will be working in a highly dense, packaged, networked atmosphere to ensure that targets can be struck. I'm going to move across now to another image, and this is actually of the aircraft that you see. And if you could just cut to me, this is actually of the aircraft in question. It doesn't have a tail. As you can see, it's just got wings. This is an existing Chinese stealth fighter. And this is perhaps the clearest picture which gives you an example of an existing Chinese stealth fighter and the new aircraft which is flown for the first time. This aircraft, the new one, is thought to have 3 engines. It doesn't have a tail. It is a fairly large aircraft from what we understand, and it's meant to strike targets deep inside contested airspace or into contested territory. What exactly will it all do? It'll take a few years before this is operationalized, but it is a very big step, and it represents a considerable threat for India's defenses.
Absolutely, and knowing the Chinese media, if these kind of pictures are coming out, this is a strategic move by China to in fact put them out so that there is a lot of discussion around what they have at this moment. Vishnu, thank you for joining us with all those details. With that, we're slipping into a short break.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
Aam Aadmi Party approaches the Enforcement Directorate against the BJP cash for votes controversy escalates. AAP alleges money laundering by Parvesh Verma. Aam Aadmi Party versus Congress escalates ahead of Delhi polls. Aam Aadmi Party pushes for Congress to be removed of India bloc. AAP alleges Congress candidate list is being prepared in the BJP office. Congress says it was a mistake to align with the Aam Aadmi Party. Telangana Chief Minister Revant Reddy meets Telugu film industry representative. Chief Minister puts the onus on stars, says stars are responsible for their fans. Virat Kohli fined 20% of his match fee in India versus Australia 4th test in Melbourne after a shoulder barge incident with debutant Sam Constas. Constas says emotions got better of both the cricketers.
2024, the year that was, when India welcomed Ram. When India decided,
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी,
when Jammu and Kashmir turned a historic leaf,
as Chief Minister for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir,
when India mourned, when India celebrated, when India protested, when India felt proud, when India scaled new highs. NDTV brought it all to you. your trusted news destination. Yesterday,